Hello YouTube and welcome to the first episode of the Kizumonogatari reaction series, that being part of the Monogatari reaction series. I don't really know how to classify this portion of the series yet. I guess that they're movies, but they're kind of episodes as well. I don't know. I'll talk a little bit about it later as well. So just a quick heads up about the recording sessions. So I'm recording this Saturday, and then I'm going to edit it on Monday, if that makes any sense. So you'll see me record the movie reaction today, stop, then I'll reappear on Monday and then talk about the movie and then edit it and upload it that night. That's my plan at the moment, and we'll see how that goes. I've also got a poll going on at the moment, so vote in the description if you want to see what else is on the channel next. Got some bangers on the poll, so please don't hesitate to vote. So about the picture-in-picture versions, BitChute has a requirement that your video size be 2 gigs or less if you're on a free account, which I am. So it may be in 2 parts. It really depends on how good the quality is if I make it that small, if that makes any sense. Because again, for a longer reaction like a movie, I find the picture-in-picture version is just better. Not a lot of people have time to sit down for an hour and watch me watch a movie. So having a video that you can come back to is probably ideal. So it may or may not be in 2 parts. I'll figure that out. Future me will, and you'll see the links in the description regardless of what I do. So I was going to talk about my expectations regarding a movie reaction, and I was like, oh my god, it's going to be like 2.5 hours. I'm going to need to sit here, and how am I going to be entertaining that long, and blah 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 blah. And then I had a little look, and they're TV movies in length. I'm pretty sure they're not in budget, but they are TV movies in length, which is good. It's nice little separate parts for me to digest. So this first one, I think it's about an hour long, so that should be pretty good. I don't know if later in the series there are 2.5 hour movies. If there is, then I may need to reconsider some of my approach, just because I don't know. It's hard to sit here for 2.5 hours and talk. I don't know. You know what I mean? I get a little bit. I have to get up and stretch, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Might just be a me thing, but good thing I don't have to worry about it because this is just an hour. I can do an hour. So I had a quick look at the key visual, which is something I'm going to try to do for certain stuff if I remember to do it, just because I like to do it. It gives me a kind of feel of where we're going and that kind of thing. Let me pop it up on screen now. So I've got it up here, and yeah, that is Shinobu. I'm pretty sure. So we are doing flashback stuff. Um, And I don't know what the ravens are for and all that, but yeah, I mean, looks like Monogatari. I don't know what really else to say. I don't really know how relevant these will be going forward, but I still wanted to have a little look at the comments to see what people were saying about the last episode. The first comment here is by Simon, or Simon, I'm not quite sure which one you would use there. Here was going to be a 5k letter long comment, but it got corrupted and I got to a conclusion, what I don't really want to write so much stuff, so TLDR, which is completely fair enough. It was a sum of my comments about facts and theories for each scene, what I wanted to write for every episode, but didn't because I always tired and was thinking what somebody is going to do it anyway. Which is fair enough again. Not going to give you more information. What you need to understand about the story, your regular commenters are already a little pushy, but I can include some production stuff / knowledge, which I agree with you. Some of the comments are a little bit enthusiastic, which that's fine. I feed off your enthusiasm, of course, but some get a little bit spoilery, but it's fine. Some endings for Shaft Works, Labyrinth of Witches from Madoka Magica, all paper cutscenes are generally made by Gekiden Inukari. Look them up. Yep, I knew I recognized the name when I kind of saw the fourth wall joke in the latest episode where it kind of said, this part was produced by Gekiden Inukari. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Did they also do Magia Record? Potentially? I don't know. Something there's clicking in my brain, so. You was asking why does fight scene with Rainy Devil was illuminated in room? The answer is in the opening for another show, what aired the same year. It's called Mariaholic. Look it up. Okay, I will. Yeah, having watched that opening now, I can kind of see what you mean. It's got a similar visual style. Is it kind of a reference in that respect? I would imagine it's too close to not be, I think. But yeah, nice pickup there. Not going to write comments often, You will receive dozens of passionate walls of text from fans. Don't want to make you decide which of them to include at the start of the episode. Okay, one more thing. In episode 13, Oshino kept telling Araragi what nobody cares about him. In episode 1, Araragi introduces Shinobu as nobody. Just food for thought. I'll keep thinking about that, especially going into a bunch of content that seems to star Shinobu. So, we'll see. But thank you for the comment. Next comment here is by Kramer. Almost all of the budget goes into the last ep, especially the next one. I don't know if this is in reference to episode 15, which we have watched previously, or this kind of movie here. The way I understand it is this movie was produced way after the fact. It may have been in production for a while, but it was released in 2016. So Monogatari was extremely popular by then, and they could pump a bunch of money into it. Also, it's a movie, so this one, it's naturally that the production's going to be better. In general, you'll see a lot of shows pumping budget into their last episode, that being episode 15 for Bakemonogatari, just as kind of like a send-off, leave a good impression, that kind of thing. Always put effort into climactic scenes. Makes sense, right? TJ Gibson comments here. Picture-in-picture is appreciated, and definitely BitChute was probably the best no-cost host I could find as well. Yeah, I think that's probably the best one, just because it's kind of the Wild West out there. Potentially, if the channel grows bigger, I can start to pay for stuff like that, but at the moment, yeah, not so much. Gian Bueno comments here. I think I'm saying that right. I hope. Loving your reactions, man. Can't wait to watch the movies. It's here. Y comments, man, what a nice watch this whole season was. Personally, really enjoying the honest take from Araragi on Hanakawa's stress coping mechanism, i.e., leaving it to the oddity, even if it was borderline insensitive. I just like characters that can take their own stance on certain stuff because it's unfortunately not the case most of the time. Feels that in a lot of shows, when a character breaks down or has a really sad moment like this, other characters just listen, seemingly agree with everything they did, and move on without going through their own perspective on the issue. That's a great point. It's kind of, again, I keep bringing up this meta thing, right? Doing the opposite of what your genre contemporaries would do, right? That's why it kind of felt a little bit abrasive to me by Araragi, but now I kind of see your perspective on it. It's kind of almost by design, right? I don't know, even if I don't personally agree with it as an outsider, I can see why Araragi, the character, did it, and I think that's important as well. Ah, and such a shame. You barely missed the Easter egg in the fighting animation as you were going frame by frame at this point. If you go a little further by the frame by frame, you can see Shinobu kicks Black Hanakawa. You can see the animators paid a little too much attention to detail. Let me go see if I can find that. Yes, I now see what you mean. Good thing I didn't put that up on screen. Anyway, Monogatari gonna Monogatari, aren't they? Anyways, really excited to watch more with you, especially Kizu. Let's just say that you can see the animators have put all their effort into over the 6 years that they've worked on it. Yeah. So we'll see that today. Thank you again for watching. Dharma Ermancia, I think. Picture-in-picture is nice. BitChute is good too. Kizu next. Let's go. This is common theme. People are excited for Kizu, so maybe I should be excited as well. Thank you again for the comment. Benjamin Lee comments here. If I recall correctly, every time Hanakawa has showed up in other arcs, she always mentions Senjo Kahara in some way or another. I find that quite interesting. I was going to make a similar observation, but I didn't want to be wrong, so I'm happy somebody else made it. And yeah, I agree with you. That's why I assumed they had some kind of history, but nothing has been said yet, so guess I don't know. Alexander Dunkelheit. I think what the continuation of the radio joke was revealing was that the girls were the ones who sent the letters to the radio station. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the weird names that they used for anonymity played on strange puns regarding the real characters. In general, I think this is the most strange, hard to get joke in all of the show. It's very meta, very Japanese, very Nisio Isin feeling. People, especially Western audience, would agree that they've seen that scene as unnecessary or boring. After the 5 years of watching the show multiple times, I've come to really appreciate the delivery, and now I think of it as some of the best and most clever jokes of the season. Hanakawa sets up the joke in episode 13 to be kind of a purposely change of subject for the moment, and an excuse for another comedic break that leaves everyone confused about the dumb and tasteless jokes. And then when you expect that scene to have more purpose than that, it finds the most ridiculous punchline in the next episode, Araragi yelling, "So you were Mr. Big bear cat. So you were Mr. Seemingly Swinging, etc., etc. Each time he finishes talking with the girls over the phone really cracks me up for the first time. These girls sure had the lamest things to tell. Anyways, I'm glad you liked your first step into the Monogatari series. I'm really excited to watch the Kizu movies. They're insane. I'm also really enjoying rewatching Panty and Stocking with you. Keep it up, man. Thank you for the nice comment. Regarding the joke, again, I don't disagree with any of the stuff you said. I just think that they should have used it once. I think that would have worked the best for me. I get what they're going for with the ridiculousness of all the people close to him having written into the same radio show about inane stuff. But I think it just kind of overstayed its welcome a little bit. And I mean, I got the joke. Again, potentially if I'm Japanese, I'm getting something else out of it as well because I'm understanding a little bit more of the context. But yeah. But yeah, I didn't really love that joke, but it is what it is. I love the rest of the show, so. Hidetaka Miyazaki, Mr. Dark Souls himself, comments here. You're reacting to Kizumonogatari next, and then he says to do Nisei Monogatari after that. I think that's the plan at the moment. Let me just check my file. Yep, that is currently the plan. And thank you for the comment. Thank you for keeping me on the correct watch order, because that's important. DG2 Drunk has a fantastic comment here. Thank you so much for this. Don't know what you changed about your setup, but you seem to be looking to the right quite often while recording the episode, especially when talking, checking if you were recording or something. I would suggest making it more accessible while you were watching the episode, because even if it isn't true, it makes you look like you're paying less attention to what you're supposed to be looking at, which defeats the purpose of recording yourself at all. I hope that you can find a fix and that I'm not the only one irritated by that. That said, good content overall. I'm hyped for your Kizu reactions. Thank you for telling me stuff like this. I've never done video production like this before. I've never even really filmed myself before. So I don't really know what looks good, and it's a learning experience. And when I say anything about my presentation, please comment stuff like this if it's annoying you. Thank you, DG Too Drunk, for telling me this. What happens is I kind of had OBS on the other monitor and was just kind of looking at myself speaking, if that makes any sense. I don't know, some kind of self-conscious thing, I guess. I just don't know how I look on camera. I guess it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do in the future is just hide OBS and focus on the screen. Makes perfect sense. I trialed it in the Land of the Lustrous episode yesterday and it seemed to work great. So that's what I'm going to do now. With that, we've concluded the comments, and just going to do a quick little recap. I don't know how relevant any of this is going to be. It may be relevant going forward in present time, but I'm pretty sure this is a prequel, but we'll see. The meddlesome cat is tied up by Meme and left at the top of the abandoned cram school. Araragi suggests that Meme use Shinobu to subdue the meddlesome cat, however Shinobu is nowhere to be seen. Araragi calls the gang to all pitch in and look for Shinobu. Hijinks ensue, like that joke I was talking about. Araragi is interrupted then by the meddlesome cat, who has escaped her ties. I wonder how she escaped. An oversimplification, but they talk about a bunch of different stuff before the cat reveals to Araragi that the source of Hanakawa's stress is Araragi, because Hanakawa loves Araragi. Again, an oversimplification, but they talk through Hanakawa and Araragi's relationship before the cat suggests an alternative method to relieve Hanakawa's stress, that being killing Araragi. Just before Araragi dies, he calls out to be saved by Shinobu. Shinobu subsequently appears from Araragi's shadow and beats the shit out of the cat, draining its energy again. This leaves us with a conclusion to the problem at hand. So we'll kind of see where that goes in the future of the series, I'm guessing. Araragi then goes to take Shinobu back to Meme, but Meme is nowhere to be seen, assumed to have left town as foreshadowed earlier. This leaves Araragi's gang of weirdos to solve the occult events in the future that take place in the city. Prediction. I'm pretty sure that this is a prequel. I've said it a number of times, but yeah, so I'm going to assume spring break stuff. Shinobu's around. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Other than that, I am unsure. And that is okay. I like being unsure. I like learning stuff. Just some chill stuff before we jump into the movie. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I can do to improve my presentation, or anything else in general. The floor is yours. And I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter at the moment, so if you follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back, retweet your stuff, do all that kind of jazz. It'll be sick. Anyway, without any further ado, let's jump into the movie. Sounds great. Yeah, hi. It's actually the next morning now. I intended to record it yesterday, but I got called into work a little bit early. which is fine, so I'm just going to record it now. It's clearly labeled as part 1 of 3. I thought it'd be a little more standalone, but maybe that was just an incorrect assumption on my part. Another thing I'm doing is I'm using the commie subs. I've been told to use those subs. If you have any other suggestions, please let me know. But that's what I've been told. Let me pop that up on screen. I'm gonna shut OBS so I don't look at it. Other than that, I think we're just ready to go. Rightio. I'm going to give it a 3, 2, 1, go. Rightio. Vampire. Tragedy. History. Okay. Or history. Monochrome inverted. Okay, that's certainly what happened, yes. So it seems we're still using a lot of the visual techniques of Buck. This looks like it's CG, but it looked pretty good. Okay. What? Oh my god. Uh, the production value upgrade is actually insane. Okay. Yeah, this like CGI tree. And that is Araragi, I think. Yeah, it's Araragi. Let's not be stupid. Oh, that's CG as well. Okay. Interesting. Oh my god. That shot was great. Winding staircase. Oh, that shot's great too. Look at the movement. Yeah, the production value here is like nuts. I guess it's because it's a movie, right? Just so different to Baki already. Oh, the teeth. Okay, so I'd imagine, yeah, he is a vampire at the moment. And it is that flashback stuff we're talking about. Okay. Oh, that looks awesome. The camera there was kind of in like impossible space. It was really good. Okay. Light across the eye. Still lots of shots of the eye. Crow. With like great texture on it. Crows everywhere. Ooh. Helicopter? Is he being like filmed? Noir? Japanese flag? We're seeing a lot more of his other eye as well. The crows are looking at him. The backgrounds are like actually nuts. Are we going to do our thing where... So it looks like the sun's breaking through the clouds. Like that normally symbolizes like hope or something like that. The ending of the conflict. Maybe not. Oh. Oh shit, that looks like Fire Force. Oh, of course, because he's a vampire. Makes perfect sense. I'm being dumb. Oh, he's like making a line through the crows. Did I say this looks really good yet? Because it does. Oh my god, I can't believe Aragi's dead. Set history de vampire finira something. Got no clue. Is that French? I want to say. God, he went like flying. This is such a different opening, right? Because we haven't even like heard a word of dialogue yet. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I know I joked, but he looks like he's in a bad way. Like, he's not dead, obviously. Land of the Rising Sun, huh? Alright. Scar Story. Iron Blooded Chapter. Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't mention. They seem to be like in 3 parts with a different name for each part, and this one was called Iron Blooded Chapter. So I don't know what the rest are called, but hmm. Still got this industrial thing going on, right? In the visuals. Sword? Yeah, this is like so you got industrial, and then on each of the beats you're like changing between industrial and traditional, or religious, traditional Japanese. So I wonder what they're doing there. Is this the same tree? No? It's springtime? Spring break? So I can assume? Okay, this is starting to look a bit more familiar. Yeah, okay. It's kind of like an up-resed version of what we've seen, right? Oh, it's Hanakawa. My queen. Oh, the wind's up. Watch that skirt. No, it's a private high school. Yeah, this is a lot like the first episode. Oh, and there's the yeah. Oh, nice up close shot of it. Great. Oh, the music though. Aragi's mind is getting blown right now. Oh, did it blow all the petals off the tree? It's kind of funny. Their character designs are kind of different. Oh, very smooth Araragi. Very smooth. Noir. It's weird. We keep coming back to that noir. I mean, justifiably embarrassed. Hanakawa time. Uh, oh. Hop? I'm a fan of Hanakawa Hop. Okay. Security? Well, I mean, that's kind of your choice. Yeah, of course he doesn't know. What an embarrassing question. Oh, little Hanakawa too. Like meme image Hanakawa. Okay, bye. Oh, look at the water. Yo. Uh, Hanako is approaching at a rapid rate of knots. Araragi-kun. Yeah, the character designs are like, yeah, Hanako looks different. Not bad, just obviously like times like the same people that worked on Bucket didn't work on this. Bro, look at Araragi. He looks like cool. Two for good measure. Yep, okay. That tracks for what Hanako would know. Yes, I am. Yes. Wow. I don't know about that. Yeah, good point. She would have been academically famous at least. I mean, it's a little bit weird to remember that, but I don't know. Watashi no stalker. What do you mean? My alien friend. Not the alien part. Yeah, that's some Bakemonogatari stuff right there. I mean, that's not wrong. No mates. Oh yeah? Excuse me. Jokes? The music's really great. Hmm? I don't. Well, he's obviously not Vampire Boy yet. Why do you know about that? I guess she might have just heard rumors. Again, she knows what she knows, right? Ooh, very beautiful blonde woman, like the one we've seen in a flashback. A Shinobu, like a Twilight sparkly vampire. No shadow, like we have shadows. Clever. There's a lot of stuff about shadows recently. They're going off with the animation right now. Like they didn't need to do this. Well, of course. Like gets you away from your current situation, away from the norm, right? Doesn't have to be a god. Oh, look at her. Right here then. Yep. Mm. Well, it made sense to me, I think. Was he? Yeah, just make friends. It'll be easy. Less human. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that's it's the human experience. Yeah, alright. Just another weakness. Radio. Yeah, good point, Hanakoa. Yes. That's why friends are good. Yeah, I agree. That was great too, like the animation style change. These cars too. Nice little bit of CG so far. Oh, Hararagi, you're in. Yeah, go study. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess it is spring break. He was studying with remember that scene where he's in the library with Hanakawa? That's kind of reflected here, where he's trying to study because of Senjo. Yeah. Yes, I do have one. I can't interpret what else you have to say. Oh yeah, it's like flip phones, right? When is this like set? Like in the 2000s sometime, I'm guessing. She was also an ace on the old typing method, with the numbers. Oh, Araragi in, buddy. Nyan nyan, huh? Against his will, he made a friend. My savior. Yeah, again, it's noticeably different, and I don't know if it's the movie quality versus TV quality, or there's just a difference in character designer. It's not that I don't enjoy it; it's just different. It's nice for a change of pace, actually. Oh, she's back. She hopped. Later. Yeah, I mean, you're just like super in. You got the go. You can walk. Oh, oh, the music's so nice. Uh, Crashed car? Is that is he being dumb and not notice? Oh, okay. I think it's like a metaphor thing. Okay. He seems pretty gassed up about the whole situation. Maybe having friends is okay. Again, these backgrounds are these like photos? What are they doing here? Who made this? It's very interesting. Also, where is he? Because this isn't his house. Yep, I remember that. I remember that one as well. Or here's that ticking. Hey yo, are you feeling yourself, big dog? He blowing steam. Yeah, I don't remember them having like a spiral staircase either. This definitely isn't. Where is he? Okay, and now we're just on like straight up. I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a pattern over the top of it, but it's like photorealistic, and then they're animating on top of it. Well, that animation's great too. Oh, right. We're doing the train thing again. It was like Naruto running. Did he put a hole in the wall? Oh, he wants to buy. Okay, you don't need to buy an exciting magazine. Get over yourself. He is out at night as well. I have noticed. Yeah, give her a call, you dork. We also saw his shadow there as well. TT, was that like Morse code or something? Oh, well, all the lights are going out. I hope you know what you're doing. You might be in a bit of strife there, old Araragi. Think somebody's gonna come get you. Well, the color change here is nice. Ooh, Mitsubishi? Oh, except for the red. Yeah, all the lights have gone out in the city. Definitely follow the blood into the subway. I wonder if we may see a familiar shot down here, one that we may have seen a flashback to. The backgrounds are, again, how are they getting like these reflections on it and stuff? Oh, well, that's no good. Yeah, at this point, I'm skipping. I'm getting out of there. Wait, is he like in an office building? Where is he? Also, the CG on the wides for Aragi isn't that bad. Normally, that's a big pet peeve of mine. CG on the wides. I thought we were in the subway. Like, what is this? Or is the subway just like super deep in Japan? Not that I would know what a subway is. I live in Australia. I mean, we do have subways, but you know what I mean. Just a hint, I don't live in the city either. So again, this like looks nuts. The reflections are insane. So you can tell the CG's there, right? Did I say the music's really good? We're building up a nice bit of tension here. And I wonder what this Morse code is. It's like all over the all the subway signs and all that as well. Oh. Oh, so we're here. Okay. I thought this isn't okay. Artistic liberty, I guess. I thought we'll be in a bit more of a tunnel. Okay, indeed. You shall help me. Drop the porn mag. Is has he been charmed or something? Oh. Uh I don't know what you expected. She has no limbs. I haven't really seen oh that's great. I haven't really seen Araragi like shook up like this before, right? This is like almost like horrific, right? I demand your blood. Rogue. Yes, I do remember the scene I saw 10 minutes ago. Hmm. Hopefully there's not people on this train. Kiss shot, ace roller, Orion, heart under blade. Okay, iron blooded. Okay. Can I just call you like Sarah or something? It's a bit of a long-winded name. Hmm. So obviously not like immortal. So I guess that's kind of the limit of Araragi's power as well, even though he's like kind of like a pseudo vampire. Yeah, I'll just get you a blood bag. It'll be awesome. Now Etsu. Everything you have should keep me alive for now. Uh, yeah, I need that. I need that blood. Oh, this is great. Again, I haven't seen Araragi like shook up like this. Oh, is he running away or? Oh, I see. Thinking about running away. Okay. Yeah, just run. That will let me escape this reality. Oh, you must be jesting. Oh, look at the face there. Well, yeah, I mean, I refuse to give you all my blood. This isn't how I thought this character would be acting. What will you do, Araragi? Isn't it throwing into perspective some of his principles? Well, I mean, it's Araragi from before. It's prequel Araragi, so we don't know, right? Well, baby crying on like tears of blood. Yeah, he's legging it. Oh, the lines there, the line work. That was great. I mean, I can't blame him though, right? Oh, the baby crying. Man. It's like this very like human like upset noise, just like as a human if you hear baby crying you just hate it. Yeah, I think he got away from the limbless vampire. I can still hear the baby crying. Is the Sararagi coming out? Like I gotta help her? You don't have to. You don't have to, but you will. Hmm. Like here's like the baby crying, you know? Like it's his own very nature to help her out. Okay. Well, I mean, she'll be happy. Old kiss shot. I don't remember the rest. Shinobu, if we can. Oh, look, he's doing like his funny walk. A lot of rogue as well. No, I hate this. Hmm. You gonna grab her titty? No, I mean, honestly, same. Of course, yeah. That's nice. Just maybe I had to pause it there because I had a call. So that's why it might look a bit weird. I'll try to fix it in post. But yeah, it looks like he's been bit. There it is. Did I say the music's really good? Because it is. Interesting. And that's where he gets his vampirism. Yeah, I was reading something on somewhere on the internet when I was looking for the key visual for this show, and they said that somebody watched Kizumonogatari as their first entry in the series. And I'm just wondering how that would play now that having watched it, because obviously I know a bunch of the context, right, going into this. Also, there was a number on screen. I don't know what that was about. Is this immediately after? It looks like a different, like it does in the subway where they were. Like the floor's different. Oh, oh, hello. That looks like the Shinobu from the poster. Okay. Yeah, a bit different. Again, the character design differences. Surprise. I can see why this would be surprising. Yeah, wake up. Nope. Oh yeah, we've never heard Shinobu like speak. Interesting. That's not how I imagined her sounding. It's too long. Oh, look at his like frog face. Oh wait, what the hell happened? Yeah, that's long after. Yeah, just go around trying doors. That'll work. Oh, We're back here, I guess. Oh, so that kind of led into the opening? Ah, okay. Oh, Shinobu. Okay, that looked a little bit goofy. I liked it though. That's funny. Aren't you a vampire? Yeah, like a phoenix. Oh, that was kind of a sick wide shot. I'm keen to see like a fight or something, right? Because I think the production value of this is kind of insane compared to Bakemonogatari. I don't know what the rest of the series is like, but yeah, I want to see him duke it out. I think we'll get some good stuff. And we're back. Oh, and like the wings there on the flame. Interesting. Oh, smug. Mm. But you're not an average vampire. Yeah, that's vampire stuff. Yeah, Shinobu's like so different. So obviously something happens here, right? That makes her the way she is. Oh, hmm, interesting. Yep, that's you. Oh, look at the eyes. Yeah, it's Shmi. Kiss shot the Aceroli heart under blade. Okay, I'll call you that. I can remember that. Hmm. Don't you feel lucky, Araragi? Yep. Great. Hmm. You're in a car park. It isn't night. My servant. Oh, look at them. They're like cool. I thought they were gonna do like an AMV. Oh, a little bit of CG there too. Not bad. It's not bad. I just always see it, right? It's just the difference. Yeah, we're like in some office building or something. Wait. Oh yeah, I guess it is. I guess yeah. All. I guess a lot of places have been redesigned, which is fine, obviously, right? But the tree on top was probably a pretty good indicator. Okay, I'll call you hard under blade. Don't call me kiss shot. Okay. Yeah, why not? Blush. Hmm. She's like man spreading. Again, like I need to keep talking about the backgrounds. Anybody that knows anything about the production here, if you can give me a little indicator, that'd be great. Yeah, good question. Does that imply some things about you, Araragi? No, but I'd like an answer to that question. Mature. I mean, yeah, they grew back. That's fine. I took all your blood. Oh, Fuji-san. Isn't Kyoto close to Mount Fuji? I think, or at least you can see it. Most of my vampire powers are unavailable now. Okay, so you're like a less powerful version of what you were before. Yes, they are. No, 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 no. Yeah, do not forget the sound effects have been really good too. That was a Shinobu hop. The old I'm a lolly, but I'm actually a 5 million-year-old vampire. Hmm. Okay. Don't ask Araragi to do that. He'll love it. Told ya. Look at these freaks. That'll do. That's enough head pets. Oh yeah, look at this. This is like their like cool band shot. Yeah. Look at us. Who would have thought, huh? I mean, I don't think. I think you just became a vampire. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I thought that's how vampires worked. Hmm. Mm-hmm. What is he looking at? Okay. You shall act in my steed. Can I? Hmm. I doubt it. I think you're stuck, bud. I guarantee that. With the look there, though. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, these are again. I'm a broken record, right? But the backgrounds are nuts. Like actually crazy. And then they're kind of putting the 2D animation on top of it. The names of three people who robbed Kiss Shot's parts of body. Dramaturgy, episode, guillotine cutter. Oh, those the dudes we saw in like the flashback of Bucky. Yeah, I'm still alive. Hmm. Okay. What is that? Kind of like a is it an Osiris situation? Isn't that who had his body parts taken away? Uh, I can't fight. Yeah, but I can't fight at all. Yeah, that's I mean, you can't. You might have some inherent vampire powers. She's so smug. the character design change there too. Go to horny jail. Great. Is this another train? Is he horny? We see a lot of trains. Good point. Okay. Another good point. Sounds like you're coping a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Is there going to be somebody on the other side? Oh no. Is this guillotine cutter? Is he going to be like slashing or something? Oh no. I thought he was going to cut the train. I mean, that's not good either, obviously. I think he might be a bit strong for you. So do we like maybe fight one of them each Kizumonogatari episode, maybe? Because I said there was 3. But I want to see how this guy fights. Oh no, Ararag, you're fucked. Are they all here? Oh, dude, this guy's sick. You're so fucked. Yeah, all 3 are here. Oh yeah, and this is like the Vash the Stampede looking mofo. Just in like the coat, maybe not the hair color. Yeah, I think you're in strife. Just run, bro. Yeah, I'm with you. What now? Oh, here we go. I recognize that face. My dad is back. Excuse me? What is happening? Why can't he understand them? Are they speaking like a different? Or is he that like shooken up that he can't like do anything? Here he comes, my dad. He's actually so sick. Yes, my father. It's Father's Day today in Australia, and it's good that my father's here to save the day. Yeah, I don't. Did he just hear the word dismembering? I don't think they're gonna listen, bro. Nah, I think you're done. No, I'm Koyomi Vamp. Vamp Anthem. Yeah, it's weird seeing Araragi so freaked out all the time. Again, I'm not an animation guy, but the lines there are like really nice. Just as a point of difference. He's Meme's so cool. Watch him save the day here. This guy's cool too, though. Spin. Yeah, you're donezo. Wait, that guy has pointy ears too. Yo. What? What is his power? Oh, great. That's like okay. Come on. You have to watch this. You can't watch this one first, right? That's obviously a reference, right? It's like his catchphrase. Uh, yeah, let's go down to the sewers. I guess they're fine. I guess we got rid of them. Thanks, Dad. Mm. Araragi-kun. Yeah, the character design changed there. He looks older than he does in Bake. Still walks the same though. Two in as many minutes. Great. Oh, look at him. He like flipped a coin into the jukebox. He's so cool. This guy's the Fonz. Do you know about that? Is it like his base? Well, I mean, it is his base. I know that. But is it a base right now? Yeah, it must be. Okay. So he's like operating out of there. That's a really great piece of animation too. She looked like she was in trouble dragging her body around. Oh, is this when he was unconscious? I am Oshino Meme. Just an old fart who happened to pass by. I don't think that's correct. Yeah, they're like in a water processing plant or something now. I'm no vampire slayer or anything. Yeah, I mean you're like all the occult stuff. I'll introduce myself properly later. I've killed them all. I'm successful. Okay, alright. So they got it. Oh, what? Okay. Strange. It's like chalk version of him, like chalk zone. The crows again? Okay. Why'd you assume they weren't? Hmm. It's like Aragi's running a lecture, and then Meme's just there sitting, standing by. Oh, okay, so that stops them from entering. Okay. Yeah, what is your deal? Yeah, it seems like he's always destroyed the occult. So why is he? Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Oh, great. Big countdown to it. Yes. Oh, it's this helicopter thing again. I guess he wasn't being like watched. They just kind of do that when they're doing like the massive wides, the establishing shots. Hmm. And the balance is too far in the way from the vampire slayers. Call me a mediator. Yeah, vampires and humans. Oh well, yeah, that as well. Belong to which side? I think you're on the monster side now, man. Yeah, oddities. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's kind of why Oshino. Okay, and that's why she was used in the Subasa cat stuff. Okay. How much longer do we have left? There can't be long left. Because I noticed it was half an hour when I had to pause there. Hato andabledo. Hmm. Nice. I think you shall. I'm the mediator. Never has it sounded so cool. Well, I mean, yeah, there's at a base level it's 3 versus 2. He he will charge you. 2? Oh, 2 million? So take two zeros off that, right? So it's like 20,000 US dollars, something like that. It's a lot of money. The character design change there too was great. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a war of words. Gamu. Need to separate them. How are you going to do that? Well, I mean, yeah, I would give Araragi half a chance if they're separated. Shinobu's asking all the good questions. Such a different character in this Shinobu. Okay, so get the limbs to Shinobu to make you human again. Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, I am here. Mm, yes, I can. I may or may not have to work it off. Well, yeah, he stopped all 3 of the hunters at once. He's not a bank. Great. Shake hands. Thank you for your patronage. Oh, that's it? Yeah, maybe 5 minutes of credits? Well, that's clearly a part 1. But just from a production perspective, that is kind of insane, right? I don't know if I'll have much to say in the little analysis portion, other than because it's mostly production stuff. That's the stuff there. I could talk a little bit about Araragi's character, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this like one similar length part of the light novel? So they're kind of expanding Koyomi Vampire out into 3 1 hour episodes, maybe something like that, which is a little longer than your typical Monogatari arc anyway. So, because I think the longest we got in Bake was Subasa Cat, and even then that was kind of like a weird one because one of the episodes was the Senjogahara episode. But yeah, the pacing here is very deliberate, right? And I actually like it as a bit of a change. I look at everybody that worked on this. PA Works, Skynax, bunch of different places. Okay. Uh, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there's lots of shots of Araragi walking around, but it didn't. I actually really liked it. I thought it was like atmosphere building, that kind of stuff. And we kind of set up our premise, right? Where's Hanakawa in all this? Because I thought she was more of a presence. Don't know. So when did this came out in 2016? I think I said yesterday. If I didn't, I think it did. 2016, 2017, one of those two. So that's, half a decade after Bake. I don't know, just some of the production differences were kind of fascinating, right? I mean, some of it is obviously movie quality, and they're trialing some stuff, especially with the backgrounds. But yeah, it was really cool. Are we just about done? Uh, Post credit scene? No. Okay, just more credits. It looked like we're coming to the end of something there. Now that this track's playing again, yeah, this is like that tension building track. All the music here was very good. Excuse me. Especially in the scene with Hanakawa. I actually really love that scene. I don't know if I've told you I'm a Hanakawa enjoyer. I don't know if I was a little bit hype at this reaction as well. I just had a cup of coffee, so maybe that had something to do with it as well. I really want to see the next part, but it's gonna be next week sometime. Hmm, interesting. Hmm. So now are we wrapping up? Yeah. Okay, I've got another minute. What else? Shinobu's very different. It's another thing I picked up. Hello? Voice only? Vampire for a vampire? Uh, okay, this is like a text or whatever. Uh, yes. Don't worry about me. Hmm. Give up being human. Okay. And that's it. Alrighty, yeah. So you got that little teaser there leading into the next one. Okay. Interesting. Right, yeah. Let's guess we're gonna jump into a little bit of analysis. I don't know how long this will be, but we'll see what we can find. Yeah, that was really good. More than anything, it was a great change of pace for the series, I think. I know I've skipped a fair chunk of it at this point, but skipping right to the end kind of has its benefits as well. It's exciting. I can't wait to see the development and little production changes between kind of the earlier stuff through to this later stuff. Because obviously they're trying some stuff here, like with the backgrounds and the camera movement and that kind of stuff. It was very cool. From a story perspective, it's about what I expected up to this point. Not that it didn't have its great moments, like Oshino showing up was a highlight for sure. And the conversation with Hanakawa at the start, I really enjoyed as well. But I always enjoy Hanakawa. But yeah, just very enjoyable, but clearly a part one of something bigger, which is why I'm keen for next week already. I kind of want to watch another one right now, but obviously don't have the time. So let me just pop that up on screen. And we're just going to go through and pause when I find something interesting to talk about. Again, this analysis portion may be a little bit shorter, just because I'm not really a production guy. You can go to other people for that. I thought it was very impressive, but I don't really have any insight into the process that made it very impressive, if that makes any sense. Again, just from like a storytelling and like visual design perspective, it's clearly Monogatari still. It's clearly still very good. I think all the voice actors still did a great job. And I'm keen to see where the rest of this story goes because we have our end points, right? This is the thing about prequels, right? We have our end points. We know what happens, but we don't know how it happens. And I think that's interesting in its own right. In this situation, at least, we know that Shinobu's going to be different by the end. We know that Oshino Meme and Araragi are going to have a closer relationship by the end, and we know what happens with Hanakawa. So we're just going to see it happen, I guess. Again, I'm rambling. I'm just going to hit play, pause it when we find interesting stuff. So there was kind of the starting part with all these words throughout the whole thing. There's a bunch of stuff in French, and uh, we got a bit of a text flash right there at the end as well. So they're clearly still doing all of this. This says KZM, like Kizumonogatari, I'm guessing. Number 2. I don't know what 2 is. This seems as good a time as any to talk about the CG in Kizumonogatari. Um, I didn't mind it. I know a lot of people are vehemently anti CG. I'm not one of them. I just finished watching Land of the Lustrous, which is a CG show, and it was quite good. Really, really enjoyed it. And the CG here isn't bad. Even the walking shots on the wides. Evidently, it's still a cost-saving measure, especially considering the backgrounds that they got going on. But yeah, I didn't mind it at all. Even this is nice and foreboding and creepy, and sets up. I guess it's like a. How long is this? Yeah, it's kind of split up here, like part 1 rooftop. Yeah, it's a full like 5 minute, 6 minute stretch where it's just Araragi kind of walking around. There's no dialogue, just kind of setting the scene. Now that's very different to the Monogatari I know. Monogatari is all dialogue, dialogue, dialogue. There's not a lot of just letting it sit. And I actually really enjoyed the different approach here. I'm generally a show don't tell type operator, so this worked for me in a big way. Not to say that there isn't dialogue in the program. Of course there is. It wouldn't be Monogatari without it. But the kind of cold open here is actually really cool. It's also probably the first place I can talk about these backgrounds. So they're almost photorealistic. Like it's not exactly there, but it's pretty much there. The reflections are insane. The lighting is insane. Like this is clearly like a rendered space. This is somebody hasn't drawn this. You know what I mean? I don't really know if I've seen anything like it, and it's very unique. And this is on a very fast speed, so it may look a little bit weird, but just kind of the characters moving on this space is very interesting to me. Like this staircase shot is ridiculous. Like the animation there on Araragi 2 is nuts. Like such a realistic like walking upstairs. Like a lot of weight in it. It's good stuff. Yeah, just kind of this intro sequence. Araragi's just kind of walking around. I guess it's the cram school. Looks very different. This may be a good spot to talk about a bunch of the updates, I guess I'd call them, to a bunch of things. I think there's a lot of differences in the character design. Some that are more than just kind of age, I guess. Um, I don't dislike them, but they're different, and it was noticeable. I don't know if it took me out of it, but some of them work, some of them don't. Like, I don't know what's going on with Araragi's house. It's very different. If that even was his house, I don't know what it was. And the cram school is way larger, and it seems to be surrounded by a lot more like debris and that kind of thing. I don't know, different. Not bad, not good, just different. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we see Hanakawa here in a second, because I don't think I have much more to say about this opening sequence. Then we kind of move into, I guess it's the opening of this segment of the story. We've kind of got, traditional Japanese religious statue, followed by harsh cut to kind of factory, all with this like kind of filter put on top while the opening credits play. Again, it's we're talking about at the end of Kizumonogatari Part 1, we're talking about the two sides, the difference between the occult and the normal, the human and the monster, the oddity and the not oddity, I guess. Again, we're showing two sides here. Kind of the industrial, very human, and then the spiritual, which is very occult. Is that kind of what we're doing there? And Araragi's kind of straddling the barrier between, because he wants to become human again, but unfortunately now he's been dragged into the world, right? Well, unfortunately, we don't know. May all end up okay. Now this here is way more familiar. Looking at Hanakawa kind of walking along where she normally walks along. We see a lot of the Bakemonogatari season. She's walking along this kind of waterway here. Again, the implications of her walking alone outside of the house a lot. Very sad. Another implication you can make is that she only strikes up this conversation with Araragi because she doesn't want to go back home. She'd rather be doing literally anything else. So he seems fun to talk to. Let's talk to him for a while. Again, I can talk about Hanakawa for ages. Such a great character. So I see the kind of Naoetsu high school sign here, and then this starts playing, and then a gust of wind, and I'm like, this is the first scene in Bakemonogatari, right? It's very similar. So is that just two of the same thing happening at different times, or is that kind of their interpretation of that the same scene? If that makes any sense. I don't know. Either way, we get a penny shot because of course we do. And I won't show it on screen, obviously. And also her boobs are like going crazy. Anyway, it is what it is. But then fortunately we get to see a Hanakawa hop, which I am fond of. And this is the first line of dialogue in the piece. That is 8 minutes and 46 seconds in. Very interesting. All of it up to that point has been carried by filmmaking. No script, nothing else. Well, not nothing else, because there's music playing. But you know what I mean, right? It's very impressive. And it kept my attention. I wasn't like checking my phone or checking my watch or anything like that. Not that I would in this kind of video, obviously, but I still think it's worth of praise. Like if I was sitting in a movie theater, I would still be in, you know what I mean? That's another question I had. I don't know if I asked it yesterday, but I definitely meant to. Was this released theatrically? I tried to look it up and I got no indicator. I'd imagine so, right? Maybe select cinemas in Japan. Yeah, so there's this shot of Hanakawa, and then this shot here from the last episode of Bake. I don't know, it's kind of just up-resed in the movie, which is natural, I guess, but there's some other differences, I think. Maybe? I don't know. I could look into stuff and do the character designer thing, but I'm a little bit lazy, so. So here they're kind of surprised that they know who each other is. I don't know why Hanakawa is surprised that Araragi knows who she is because she's at least academically famous. If not, they've been at the same school for a little bit. Um, Again, it's different for me because I only ever went to schools with max 500 kids, something like that. So it's a little bit different there, where these other schools, these bigger schools in cities, there's like 100, 150 kids in your year. It's a little bit different to know everybody. But I knew everybody at my school. And then we get the kind of lead into the premise of the whole kind of entry in the Monogatari series. Do you believe in vampires? One, I kind of interpreted this as Hanakawa kind of looking for an escape from what she's currently going through, which makes sense. She's looking to the supernatural because she's desperate. Something about, let me find the line. I'm intrigued by such superhuman creatures. Superhuman? Like gods? It doesn't have to be a god. It wouldn't be worth the trouble otherwise. See what I mean? So obviously looking for some kind of escape. We also get this heavily contrasted shot here of Hanako on a different day, where the outlook isn't so bright. So yeah, escape from the mundane into the supernatural. Kind of what we already knew about Hanako in a way, as well. But very good scene. I really enjoyed this kind of opening scene. Very well animated. Lots of different stuff going on. Got that high effort kind of Monogatari thing going on, which I really enjoy. Not much else to say about it other than it's good to see her again. I hadn't seen actual Hanakawa in a while, which is nice. Oh yeah, I forgot. It kind of keeps going. My bad. Because there's all this stuff about friends, and then Like this stuff about friends being a weakness, and then obviously Hanakawa calls him out for it. But then she invites him to study. He declines because he can't read between the lines because he's a moron. And instead, she gives him her number, which kind of leads into the next part of the story. It's nice, it flows. She is very fast on the phone. I think her email address had like nyan nyan in it or something. Yeah, 2BA3 nyan nyan at quadruple x dot ne dot jp dot ne. Funny. Yeah, how does typing work like with Japanese characters on a phone like that? Interesting. I don't know. She kind of looks back one more time, just as she leaves. And that's another kind of difference between her character. And this one makes a bit more sense to me, is that she's very bubbly here. Where the stress of everything that's happening in Bakemonogatari is kind of weighing on her a little bit more, and she's a little bit more down as we see her in Bake. But here she's, yeah, seems relatively normal. At least she's putting on a good face, because everything at home isn't normal for her. That's for sure. Then there's this part with the car that crashed. Obviously, this is just kind of like a metaphor because this car's going past as they're talking, and then uh, once he realizes that he got her number and he's very happy about that, the car crashes. Something to that point. I thought it was some indicator that a vampire is like on the loose, but it was not. So one, this background's insane. Two, this doesn't look like his house. Three, we don't really see the sisters here. I don't know if he's in some kind of different house at the moment. I don't know if they talked about that at all. But not what I'm used to anyway. So kind of the conceit of this part is that he's thinking about Hanakawa, he gets horny, he goes to the store to find a magazine to, do the deed, uh, and then gets attacked because he went out at night, which is the exact thing Hanakawa told him not to do. But he was doing it for Hanakawa, in a weird way as well. I didn't think the reason that he would become a vampire is because he was horny, but I guess it's kind of on brand for him. Again, we got the whole train metaphor for being horny again as well. I think he runs through a wall at some point as well. Yeah, he definitely runs through a wall at some point. Great. He goes and he buys an exciting magazine for adults only. I don't know what the whole buying erotic stuff situation is in Japan, but he's not an adult. I don't know if he can do that. I guess he can, right? Maybe it's a 16 thing. But leaves the store, all the lights in the city start to turn off, and leaving him just looking at a subway tunnel with blood leading into it. So, what do you always do when you see that? You obviously go down the tunnel where the blood is coming from. That's always a good thing to do. You won't get killed at all. And this is where it starts to feel a little bit familiar to us, right? We remember seeing the flashback we've seen a couple of times with kind of Shinobu, or as we call her here, Heart Under Blade, kind of like limp against the wall of a subway. And here they've reinterpreted that, obviously. And I don't mind this look either. Again, this scene here is like tension building, right, with the music and kind of the real deliberate pace of it and the tone and all that kind of thing. It's kind of squeaky clean, no one around kind of vibe. I don't know what it is about this part here in particular, but it looks insane. Looks really, really good. There's this part with the Morse code as well. I'm not really sure what that means. TTT222 TTT. Got no clue. So any indicator there would be great. It starts to appear on all the screens in the subway. So is this like an SOS or something? Unclear. That's another thing I'll note about Araragi in this part of the story is that we've never really seen Araragi scared before, despite everything that's kind of happened to him in Bakemonogatari. So obviously in the prequel, that's where he kind of is getting used to all this oddities and occult stuff and that kind of thing, and that's where he gets very scared, and we can see it on his face here. A lot of great Araragi faces. There's some equally great Heart Under Blade faces here as well. When she kind of realizes that shit, this guy's gonna run. I'm actually going to die. There's the use of the baby crying, which is another great technique. Kind of this very human desire to help a baby crying. very shrieking, can't get it out of your head kind of vibe, which matches with Araragi's eventual desire to help anybody he can in need, even to his own detriment. Very self-sacrifice, which is what he does here. He literally sacrifices his life, his humanity, to help her. You can't leave somebody like that unhelped, if that makes any sense. It's kind of the birth of his kind of philosophy on the world, if you wanted to take it that way. I don't know, it was intriguing to me anyway, and kind of leads nicely into the rest of the character we've seen in the series so far. Yeah, there's something very horror movie about this. Like, there's not a lot of like genuine vampire horror movies still around, but it kind of harkens back to a little bit of that, which I liked. Like, vampires are actually scary. They're not just hot, which is what they're mainly used for now. Yeah, this realization that I'm actually going to die. Me, this untouchable, immortal creature, is going to die. Then obviously she's like writhing on the floor, like throwing a tantrum essentially. Something that was previously unavailable to her, not even an option, has presented itself as the likely outcome. She can't bear it. So obviously she would then feel indebted to Araragi in some way, even if the old heart under blade we meet later, the Shinobu we meet later, is a little bit smug about the whole thing. But I think that's just characterization. Again, not an animation guy, but this looks really good. The effect of the very deliberate kind of line work creates, I don't know, it's tense, especially if we go a little bit of frame by frame. It's just great stuff. It's got a real manic quality. Great deliberate choice there for the terrified Araragi. Araragi tries to reason with everything that's going on. Tries to say, but she's a vampire. She'll kill more people. I shouldn't have to do it. I'll give up my life. But then he realizes who he is and kind of screams out as the baby crying is still going on, and it all kind of cuts. Very well done. It's a hard decision. It's definitely not one I would make, but it fits with Araragi's character. So it works for me. Like kind of giving your own life, giving all of your blood over to a vampire. But then, yeah, Heart Under Blade's kind of shocked at the whole situation. You'd really come back for this? I think Araragi's like, I have no choice. It's just who he is. Here, I thought he was going to grab a titty, but instead he just kind of rests his head there. Which, same. The music here playing is like a very classical piece, very calming. Like it plays out like he did the right thing, right? And the deed is done. Araragi becomes a vampire. And it kind of links back to what we saw in the first scene, which is he has the vampire teeth and then he goes outside and into the sunlight and gets burnt. I have no idea what this number is, but again, it's Monogatari, that's standard at this point. Araragi wakes up and sees a familiar face nearby. Again, this is a bit of a character design change, but this is kind of the Shinobu, at least the form of Shinobu we've come to know. But there's a difference. This Shinobu speaks. This Shinobu has different facial expressions. This Shinobu has a lot more character. So it's clear to me that something happens in this Kizumonogatari trilogy to which this kind of is drained away. Something to the effect of a ruined vampire is, I think, the wordage they use in Bake. So we'll see what happens there. It's part of the expectation going forward, I think. But it's nice that we kind of get introduced to a new character at this point. So Shinobu's kind of sleeping. Araragi's going around checking what's up. We lead into the opening scene, and we smash cut to where he's on fire again, like when he went out into the sunlight, and we're like, oh yeah, this is the connection. And here Shinobu comes through and saves the day. Again, I've got this on sped up mode, but this little bit of animation was the only point I think it looked a little bit goofy. But I think it's maybe purposeful. You can never tell, right? Just a little bit goofy. Kind of falls from the sky. I reminded me a lot of a phoenix, kind of turning into fire here. And saves Araragi from the burning. And she kind of lets him know what's up. You're a vampire now. You're my thrall. Happy to have you. You're the first one in like 400 years or whatever she says, or second one in 400 years, something to that effect. Yeah, she plays it very smug, like she's still king shit, like the best vampire out. I'm curious to see what happens when we start to get limbs back. Like, is she going to grow up or something like that? That might be a little bit weird. But I think at some point we're going to see a heart under blade at full strength with this animation quality, and it's going to be very sick. We asked some of the important questions here, like why are you like a lolly now? And then she's like, I don't know, because I've lost my limbs, I guess. I mean, works, but you know what they're doing, right? It's the old 500-year-old, but she looks like she's 12 or 8 in this case. It is what it is. Now, am I dumb, or can you see Mount Fuji from Kyoto? Wait, yeah, I'm dumb. It looks like they're approximately 300 kilometers away from each other. Very well done, me. I don't know basic Japanese geography. Great. Or is this like a painting? I don't know. This is very unclear because we're near some water, right? Because there's waterways going through. Is that just a river? I don't know. I'm caring way too much about the geography of basically a fictional place. So I'm going to leave it. But it was curious. Maybe this isn't even Mount Fuji. This is some other mountain that looks a lot like Mount Fuji. Unclear. Here's Araragi going crazy on the head pat, which he is wont to do. This reminds me of there's the scene after the night with Senjogahara with Hachikuji. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Here's a very important question, kind of highlighting the dichotomy between oddity and human again. Can I return to being human? And Shinobu gives him a little bit of a guarantee. As we know, Araragi, as he is right now, is a pseudo vampire. So it'll be interesting to see what the end result is there for Araragi, because obviously he stops being a vampire. We've seen him out in the sun a bunch of times, but he still kind of has that immortality thing going on. Maybe not as strong, but you know, still pretty strong. And here's the next setup, and this is kind of more the plot stuff. Is so Shinobu has all of her limbs gone. They've been taken to different places. Araragi has to find them, and in the process, kind of defeat these. I think they're vampire hunters. They call them. As we've learned, these vampire hunters have taken down a full-powered Shinobu or a full-powered Heart Under Blade at some point. So they are very strong. We'll see them in a little bit, looking very foreboding. And I was Araragi was fucked if a certain somebody didn't come by to save him. There's a great part here where it's like classic, right? He's stopped by the train in kind of this industrial factory area. He looks through the kind of carriages. 1 minute nothing there. Next carriage passes, somebody's there. Then he's there. Then the next carriage passes, and then he's cutting down like a bunch of factory stuff. Very cool, very classic. Yeah, this guy looks extremely strong. I think this is Guillotine Cutter, I think they called him. But again, we don't have actual names for these guys. So I kind of just saw Guillotine Cutter and I'm like, all right, fine. He can deal with that, right? Maybe. But then more and more people start to show up, especially this guy who, yeah, this guy looks strong. Uh, and he seems to wield a giant crucifix as a weapon, which is sick. Yep, so all three of the vampire hunters are here, closing in on Araragi. They know he's a vampire. Araragi tries to kind of plead with them, like, I'm a human, aren't you gonna murder me? You're gonna murder me. And again, we see a very panicked Araragi, something we haven't seen very often. He's generally seemingly in control, even when he's not. So it's different, it's good. It I think we'll see a great character difference between Araragi at the start of Kizumonogatari and at the end, and as he wants to continue. There's this part here where they're talking, but it's muffled. We can't hear it. I'm unsure if they're talking in their own kind of code, or if Aragi's so panicked that he can't focus on the words, except for certain words that are very distressing to him. But yeah, it threw me for a bit of a loop for sure. So it looks kind of hopeless for Araragi, but we get a flash of help that is on the way. in the form of one Oshino Meme, a very familiar character to us. He is my dad. He has come to save his son. And yeah, he's going to smoke a cigarette while doing so because he's cool. Great stuff. This was a great reveal. The animation on him kind of moving throughout this scene is insanely cool. I'm unsure to what point his power is, but he seems extremely strong as well. He kind of comes in and fucks shit up, which is cool. And I really did enjoy it. It was probably the highlight of Kizumonogatari Part 1 for me. Um, yeah, a really enjoyable scene. Like, look at this guy go. Seeing animation work like this is really awesome as well. And again, this background, it's like a photo, right? It's obviously not being drawn, but it really works. It still looks great. So as all three are converging on the vampire, look at him. He's smirking. He's saving the day. A young king, Oshinomeme. And again, I have no idea what level his power's at, but he seems insanely good at this. And manages to escape Araragi into the sewer, to where they cannot pursue. He's incapacitated them. It's unclear. But of course, here he says his catchphrase as well. Very awesome. Loved it. And then he kind of repeats it again, like right here. There's like two catchphrases in as many minutes. But yeah, this is great. This is like this is that great prequel feeling where you see two characters that you know and love meeting for the first time. It's very exciting because you know what comes next. You remember the joy from all the scenes you've seen from them previous. Which is nice. It's a great feeling. It really is. Little did I know at this point we're basically 10 minutes from the end and well, there's basically one more scene left, so let's dive in. So, kind of in summary here, this is just set up for what's going to come next. Kind of Oshino Meme is the mediator between both sides, the human side and the oddity side. He introduces himself as such. Shinobu recognizes him, and Araragi seemingly trusts him for now. Oshino demands 2 million yen from old Araragi. Let me just pop that in a currency calculator. Yep, about 21,000 Australian dollars. Okay, very cool. I'm not going to assume, but I think we know that he pays off this money by working for Oshino kind of intermittently through Bakemonogatari. It's kind of his deal, right? And yeah, we set up the premise going forward. Oshino Meme is going to act as the mediator between the groups, and we're going to attempt to get these limbs back to kind of restore the balance between humans and monsters. I wonder if that's kind of where we're going overall with the series, some overall message regarding balance and that kind of thing. Because it seems so far that we've only been wiping out oddities, but more and more oddities keep showing up. So is that balancing the situation a little bit? It's unclear. So what will this do going forward? It's unclear. I like the conceit of this scene kind of in the lecture hall, and Araragi's kind of standing up near the lectern there, and Oshino Meme's like the only student as they explain the situation. Very cool. The lighting here is great as well, obviously. The lighting on this background is exquisite now that I'm looking at it as well. And yeah, this is where we leave off. This is obviously the first chapter in a trilogy, so I didn't realize it would be like this because other trilogies, like just off the top of my head, say Lord of the Rings, you have three separate 3-act structures that make a larger narrative. Where here it seems that this is very much Act One of a larger narrative instead. We're not hitting a climax right at the end of this portion, which is fine. I've now got my expectations set around that, which is good. I should interpret it as one long episode of a Kizumonogatari whole, which I think is the best way to go. But that's kind of it. I just have the post-credit scene to look at, so I'm going to have a little squiz. So Heart Under Blade here says, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, iron-blooded, hot-blooded, cold-blooded, vampire for a vampire. This is like the dramaturgy people speaking. A giant of over 2 meters, a dual wielder, he held rippled huge swords in both his hands. Such swords are commonly referred to as flamberge, It's a Dark Souls weapon. He was a Goliath, a man of massive muscles. He wore a headband to comb up his unruly hair. He is the vampire slayer that took Kishshot's right arm. Omitted. It was March 31st, the last day of March. A Kinslayer vampire? Episode? This shit's hilarious. He wore a white cloak and had cunning eyes. He lifted a gargantuan cross 3 times his size and more than 3 times his weight to his shoulder with one hand. He is a vampire hunter. He hunts vampires for the price of their heads. That makes him a bounty hunter, and furthermore, he resembled a priest with hair that would rival the back of a hedgehog. He might even seem gentle at first impression. A human who denies the existence of oddities, a human who erases the existence of oddities. And they all kind of speak. Hanakawa calling out, "Don't worry about me," to Araragi, so clearly Hanakawa is going to get involved at some point, which we could assume. He's strong, he's a nice guy, but that's not all. That was the first time I felt like I finally met Hanakawa for real. No mistakes, straight, eye to eye. And the hot-blooded chapter comes out in 2016. So maybe this was out in 2015? Don't know. Oshino says give up on being human, so that's kind of where we're going as well. Kind of that split. Hanakawa's going to get involved somehow. Araragi says something to the point of, if I lose you, there's no point in being human again, or something like that. Yeah, seems pretty intense. I can see why they have some kind of connection in Bakemonogatari. That's for sure. There's history between these two that we don't know when we see that first scene between them in the classroom. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's kind of it. I had a lot to talk about there. I might cut some of it, but yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed that a lot. Looking forward to doing another one next week. I think that's where we'll leave it off. Thank you for watching. I know a lot of you were looking forward to this one, so I hope it meets all your expectations. Again, I'm just going to do my shill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, such as a new slot on the channel on a Saturday, and as well as Panty and Stocking, subscribe to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about this portion of the Kizumonogatari kind of trilogy. Anything I can do to improve my presentation, such as looking at the camera, which I hopefully have been doing this time. Or anything you want to say at all, just comment below. And I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so drop me a follow on Twitter. I'll follow you back, and we can do the social interaction thing. So far, the people that I've followed on Twitter are very interesting, and it's kind of opened up my perspective to a bunch of different places that I hadn't expected before. So yeah, if you want to join that journey with me as well, consider dropping me a follow. And for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you. See ya.